Welcome to this Yoga Nidra for ovulation. My name is Isobel and I'm recording this from my living room. So you might hear the sound of birds, the sound of bells that are hanging in the wind, and also sometimes the sound of cars outside on the road or people in the park. This practice will be short, 15 to 20 minutes, but I encourage you to give yourself space at the end of the 20 minutes to return gently back into your waking state. And this practice is designed for the time when you are feeling ovulatory. So before I explain what that might mean and talk a little bit about that, I'd love you to get completely comfortable. Now that might mean lying down in your bed on a soft surface like the sofa or a yoga mat on the floor. Know that it's really worth the time to take to make yourself completely comfortable. So if you're already lying down and when you hear that you feel a little resistance because you're like, oh, now I've got to actually make myself comfortable. I've got to actually close the door. I've got to find another pillow for my neck, for the back of my knees maybe. Or maybe you want to close the blind. Now you might feel like, oh, I can live without doing those things. I'm comfortable enough. But it's my challenge to you that you really, in this moment, give yourself what you truly desire to fully relax and let go. It really helps to have something to block out the light, whether that's something soft to cover your eyes, closing the curtains. And then as you're lying, maybe on your back, ideally, but if that's not comfortable to you, in a side lying position, or even sitting up in a chair or with your back against the wall, but anywhere that you can fully let go into gravity so that you're not holding in any parts of the body. And just noticing now, is there any place that you can gently whisper to let go? Maybe your jaw thinks it needs to keep clenching a little. Maybe your fingers could unfurl. And maybe you could soften your belly. Just 5% more, allowing your body to melt into the surface that it's holding it. Now an ovulatory feeling might be that you are ovulating and that you know that. It might be a sense of full moon energy, a sense of high creativity, of high blossoming. And it's a time which can feel a little bit overwhelming for some of us. It can feel like we've got all of this creative life force energy that is erupting and blossoming in this moment. It can feel like we don't have time to rest because we've got things to do. And that's amazing. This is a time of action, a time when our energy might be feeling that there's more ease in action than there is at other times in the cycle. And it can be a time when we really let our energy flow outwards from us, whereas during our period or during new moon or dark moon times or times of wintering, our energy moves inwards, in towards our bodies, in towards our center. This is a time when energy might dissipate a little, and that's okay, and that's beautiful and part of the cycle. For just 15 minutes now, we are taking a moment to just gently coax that energy back in towards ourselves so that we can store it and use it for times of fallow, for times of winter. So let's begin by squeezing all of our muscles and really feeling that energy and that power and that fire that's present within us right now. So taking a deep breath in through the nose and squeezing tight the toes, the legs, the bum, the tummy, the arms, the chest, squeezing in the face, pursing up the lips, crunching the nose, and then breathing out and letting go, softening and letting that out breath really release 10% more. And then again, let's squeeze, holding, taking a deep breath in through the nose, squeezing tight and letting go, breathing out. And then one last time, squeezing in, tight, clenching stomach, fists, shoulders, tight in and letting go, breathing out. Letting yourself melt like butter, appreciating the power that is within you, the depth of strength and softness as you soften and let your breathing return to normal, natural breath. In through the nose and out through the nose, and just passing your attention over the front surface of your body and seeing if you can let go forehead, jaw, tongue, neck, chest, belly, softening, front of legs, toes. And in Yoga Nidra we practice sankalpa, which means a heartfelt desire or intention. And for this practice, let's just bring all of our attention to the solar plexus, just above the belly button, below the ribs, that core place where you derive so much of your physical strength and your ability to quickly turn into action, your ability to change your mind in a second and turn your direction. Just resting your attention at the core, the solar plexus. And breathing here, noticing your breath, how it moves in this part of your body. And notice if there is a sankalpa here, an intention for this practice. You might choose something like, my energy is mine, and in every moment I discern what is for me and what is not for me. And repeating it 3 times mentally, whispering in your head, my energy is mine. In every moment I discern what is for me and what is not for me. And now a scan of attention throughout the body, listening to my guidance as I mention parts of the body And at each place, resting your attention with as much focus that you can, not adding a story, not adding a message, just being with each part and each sensation in turn. Let's start with the tips of the fingers, all 10 fingers and thumbs. Attention into the very tips. Center of your palms, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, tips of both shoulders, and then the warmth and sensation in the whole of the hands and the arms. Attention flowing to the center of the chest, right side of the chest with right breast and nipple, left side of the chest with left breast and nipple. Point at the base of the throat. Any sensation, movement of breath here at the base of the throat. Center of the throat. Back of the skull. Top of the head. The whole forehead. Right eyebrow, left eyebrow, point at the center of both eyebrows, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, touch of air at the tips of both nostrils. Just noticing any smells or aromas here at the nostrils, and the depth of the air moving in from outside to deep within the skull. Top lip, bottom lip, tip of the tongue, whole tongue to the root of the tongue. Sensations, tastes, feelings inside the mouth, to the teeth and gums, inside of right cheek, inside of left cheek, and then both ears. Listening, both ears experiencing sound, sound as vibration, touch of air on the earlobes, and allowing attention to flow to the back of the body, shoulder blades resting on the surface below, and each vertebrae of the spine from the very skull down, upper back, mid back, lower back, sacrum, whole bowl of the pelvis, feeling the weight, movement of breath, to the right hip, deep within the socket of the right hip, left hip, deep within the left hip, both knees, ankles, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, toes, big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. And bringing your attention to the breath, just breathing. And just imagining now that you could breathe in through the soles of the feet, and that your in-breath could travel up the legs, through the pelvis, to the solar plexus, the belly button. Breathing in through the soles of the feet, breathing out through the belly button. Just imagining. In through the soles of the feet, out through the belly button. And then becoming aware of the whole field of the body, a united field of sensations, a great mixture of opposites, warmth and coolness, lightness and heaviness, soft and hard. And now imagining that you could breathe in through the soles of the feet and then out through every pore in your body. In through the soles of the feet, breath moving out from the skin 360 degrees. Just imagining. And imagining now that at the bottom of the exhale, as you breathe in again, you reverse and you breathe in through every cell and pore of the body. Breathing in through the skin, through the face, through the arms, the armpits, the groin. Breathing in through the creases between the toes. And as you release now, every breath falls down, down into the ground beneath you. So breathing in through the skin like a million tiny arrows pointing direction towards you. A million arrows pointing the way in towards your body. Front, back, sides. The breath comes in, and as you breathe out, letting it flow down into the earth beneath you, like when you water a plant and you imagine those droplets trickling down, nourishing the earth beneath and reaching the roots of that plant at the very tips, deep within the earth. And imagining that you could have roots that bind you deeply into the earth. That as you breathe in, gathering your breath in and in to every part of your body, that as you breathe it out, you continue to nourish your own roots deep, deep within the soil. And in this place where you can feel your body whole, where you know the boundaries of your skin that separate you from what is external, you might bring in your sankalpa again. My energy is my own. In every moment, I discern what is for me and what is not for me. Bringing your attention to the very core of your body, whatever that means for you, a central part that is just your own. A place where it is dark, where no words can be spoken. Just for a moment, and then allowing your attention to return to the surface, to where you're lying in this room, on this day, in this moment. And you're breathing and you're in control of your breath. So let's take maybe a deeper inhale and exhale and bring some movement back into your body, perhaps by rubbing finger to thumb or gently nodding your head from side to side. Now we come to the end of this practice, and I encourage you to move slowly before you inevitably speed up once more. And you can go forward in your day with that golden nugget that you took back, just a percentage of what is yours, and you have stored that deep within yourself as fuel for the times ahead, just like we preserve our fruits in the summer so that we may taste the sweetness of the sun in the darkest days of winter. That is what you have done for yourself today. So maybe raising your arm to your ear and knees to chest, and gently rolling over to one side with your arm as a pillow and your knees curled. And you might just stay here for a moment, or you might gently press yourself up to seated. You might take a stretch. And maybe you want to journal, writing a few words about how that experience was for you and what it might mean for you to preserve something of your inner summer, something of your ovulatory, energized, actionable self. Otherwise, just simply when you step your feet onto the ground and continue with the rest of your morning, day, evening, seeing if you can really feel your feet upon the ground, just as a practice of grounding in times that are tumultuous and speedy and sometimes overwhelming. Our connection to our roots through the soil, through the ground, is always there. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It's such a joy for me to make these Yoga Nidras inspired by the menstrual cycle. If you're interested in learning more about what I have to offer in relation to menstrual cycle charting and fertility awareness methods, please head over to www.abetterworldtobleedin. Together, we are making a better world to bleed in. Go well.